Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you don't mind, I'm having a coffee break. Please subscribe, like, and share. Yeah, morning coffee. Look forward to that. Anyway, let's talk about being poor. You know, most people that live in first world countries never experience being actually what you call poor. I got pretty close in my childhood. My grandparents raised me, and we depended mostly upon the land to provide food. We never went hungry. No, that's one good thing. Because we always had gardens and animals and so forth, chickens and cows and things of that nature. So I don't look upon that as being poor. It's a way of life. Now, I want to tag a video on in the description of my wife and her childhood home in a major city. And it's, you know, even at that, you still can't visualize uh, 6 people living there. She got 3 other sisters plus her mom and dad. So a total of 6. And right beside them, the adjoining part of the house, she got an uncle that lives there and his family with 2 kids. Now, in the video, you're going to see her uncle. He's doing what he always has done, is making a device that they tie chickens up with here in the Philippines. They call it chicken tying. And that's how he makes his living. Now, he's funding a daughter in school, going to college. Now, his son has actually got a decent job. He's working for a telecommunication company building these cell towers. Now, his wife used to work for a crab canning company for many, many, many years. That's how they supported their way of life. Well, that place closed up recently. She no longer has a job. You know what the sad part about it is? She lived in a major city, and most jobs have requirements. Well, she don't qualify because she's over the age limit. She don't qualify because she got kids for many of the jobs. Oh, there's domestic work. She could take on house cleaning and stuff like that. But she tried that, and for the pay, it was just too demanding. Not only did she have to take care of several kids, she had to do the house cleaning and laundry and so forth, plus some unethical things too. And I can understand that. These people are very family orientated, and that's stepping over the boundaries. But you'll find in that short video, you'd be amazed of the living conditions. Now, he's going to feature a kitchen that did not exist until I came here. I think at least a year later or something like that. It might have been 2 years. I can't remember the exact date that I actually funded building that little wing on for a kitchen. Before that, if it rained, they didn't cook because no place dry enough to cook. Also, if you pay attention, you'll find a little, I think it's a single burner gas stovetop, propane, which they never used until it was purchased later after I was here. Before, they always bought a bundle of wood to cook on. In the area now, I know most of you all not will never get to visualize what I seen when I first came here. It wasn't as compact. It was compact, but nothing like it is now. I was shocked to see the video myself. That they had an area that used to have one of those hand pumps, community hand pump, where everybody got their water and took baths and one thing or another and laundry. I noticed that you couldn't even see it now. I don't know if it's still there or not. Personally, that water could not be safe. You get a chance, Google Maps, Lapa City, or Backtown Island, and you see what I'm talking about. This is a little tiny island, and you got, I don't know how many thousands of people, probably several 100,000, maybe more, of people living there. And I've been all over that island, and I've never seen the first sewage treatment plant. Not one. Not far from that location, there's a Grand Central Mall. I don't know if they've ever corrected the problem or not. But every time there was heavy rain, the drainage system would push the sewer up into the streets. That's some of the things that I like to point out that a lot of people don't understand or visualize just how poor you can be in a major city. Now, when I first met my wife, we talked and making arrangements where I was going to come here and we was going to get married and all this stuff. She was constantly telling me that she was embarrassed for me to see her home because it's so small. In my mind, I visualized a small house, but nothing like that. The little area that they slept, the video doesn't really give it justice. It's probably 6 by 8 or something like that. It's very small. But the family's a close-knit thing. Now she's there on a mission, as I said in the previous video. They had a person want to claim their house, which was gifted to her dad many years ago. And she had done enough research from the documentation she got to see from the lady who was doing this. The piece of property that she's trying to claim wasn't even the one that the house sits on. It wasn't even in that same area. Thankfully for that. But she's went through the process of securing everything with people that actually was there when the property was given to her dad. So she went through all that, and for now it's secured. For now. And you want to know why I said for now? Well, Lapa City is under constant development. And it's going to come to a point, they're going to eliminate these poor people living in these shanties. And I feel for her family because she got other family members that live not far from where that one is, in what they call urban poor. And sooner or later, they're going to take over that, and they're going to force those people to move out, and they're not going to provide a location for them to go. They're going to just pay them a small amount of money, and you're on your own. That's what's going to happen. I've seen it happen before in the past, with other developments in the Cebu, in Cebu City, and Lapa. It's going to happen. And the reason for that, the international airport, which is the gateway into Cebu, and they got several million tourists a year that comes through there. And they want to, over time, eliminate all that. But another point I want to give everybody too is, upon you viewing the video, look what a difference I have made in one family, or actually more than one family, because I have put other kids through school and so forth. But what impresses me most is Grace's determination to do better. Now, what I mean by that, with her limited education, she did graduate high school. And she worked while going to school and helped try to keep her sisters in school. And it was a struggle. Her uniforms were handed down to her younger sisters and so forth. Now, I'll tell you a little story that she told me. She had to walk to school, which was quite a ways from where she actually lived for high school. No, she couldn't afford to buy more shoes. And what she would do, she would put her shoes and socks in her backpack, her school shoes, and she'd wear these, common flip-flops and walk to school. When she gets to school, she would put her school shoes on and socks, or socks and shoes on. And at the end of the school day, she would take them off and return in those flops. Because she knew that if she wore those shoes out, she ain't got the money to buy another pair. Now, I can experience this myself, even without them walking to school. I remember her sisters going to school. And their school shoes, I usually had to replace them 3 or 4 times a year. They would actually wear holes in the bottom of their shoes. And they didn't have to walk to school. I seen to it that they had transportation. But still, I had to buy the shoes. Same way with a couple or several students. And, they had more than one uniform. For Grace and her sisters, before I came along, at the end of the school day, first thing they could do before they could even get to eat was wash their uniform so it'd be dry for them the next morning. So they only had the one. And lucky to have that. Another side point is, I wasn't here, but I wonder how many times they actually went hungry. I know just by was chatting with Grace before I came here, I recall her only having a snack or whatever, but she never mentioned a meal. I think about that a lot now that I've been here the time frame I have. I feel guilty of not seeing all this and making sure they have enough money for food. I've taken time out of her day of earning money to just talk to me, and you couldn't even afford to buy food. And I think about that. What an injustice I did. But I wasn't aware, because I hadn't actually seen poor. Wow. I worked volunteered for an organization and took food out several times a month to poor people in my hometown, mostly elderly people. And I thought I'd seen poor, but no, I hadn't seen poor. You know, the sad part about it is that after moving the Negroes here, we got poor people here. But the difference is, there's enough land here where they actually can have some food off the land, even though they don't make as much money as if they had a job in the city. But they can manage to come up with some food. Now, I still help quite a bit, but it's a different kind of poor here. You know, basic needs, keeping kids in school and so forth, that's the biggest issue. But in the city, it's a lot worse when you got impoverished people. It is a lot worse because everything's more expensive in the city. But they have come a long way since I've been here. I have opened up doors for them and opportunities. They got their education. Sadly, I've not been able to put any of our sisters through college. Her youngest sister, though, she's working, and she got one sister in the States, living in Missouri, and she got another sister that actually lives here right now, waiting for a fiance and so forth. So if you're not seen poor until you come to this country. Of course, I know there's other countries that's probably similar or maybe even worse. But I hadn't seen poor. I thought I had, but I hadn't seen poor. But anyway, folks, catch the video. I'll put it in the description. And I really appreciate you taking time out and listen to me rattle. And hopefully everybody gets to enjoy their day or night, whatever, and stay in good health. But I just wanted to touch base on poor. And if you don't mind, please subscribe, like, and share.